Smack talking raw, where the legends live and the rookies get schooled in law. This ain't just talk. This is smack talking raw. You ready, Pinky? Judge always Ron. Let's lay the smack down. Boom.
What is going on, everybody? It's another episode of Smack Talking Raw. I'm your boy Pinky. And you know, we got Ronstradamus in the house. What is up?
What's going on, Pinky? How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I am doing fantastic, brother. We are live again. Sorry, previously I had some PC issues, but I got that all squared away. We are live, and we are going to be kicking it live to the people every week.
And PC stands for politically correct issues, my friend.
Computer issues.
How's your week been, friend?
Oh, man. It's been good so far. It's early. It's early in the week, but I'm awake. I'm happy. I'm excited. It's been a good week. I do have some show and tell for you, buddy.
Oh, man. Talk to me. What's going on?
So I'm you know what I'm wearing today? It's starting to cool down a little bit. I got my Penta.
Okay.
It's cooled down. This is my first show with sleeves on. So, but I did want to show my I got this in the mail this week. It is a SummerSlam helmet.
Whose signatures are on it?
So this one is Jacob Fatu.
Oh,
The Samoan Werewolf.
lit.
And there's my man Penta.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. How did you get that? How did you get that?
I sent some money to my wife's cousin Alex, and she and my wife's uncle Joey were they were very excited to help get this for me. I told them those were my two dudes. They were already meeting them, so it worked out just great. So they were like, "What do we get autographed?" And I was like, "I don't know. What do they have out there?" And they were like, "Oh, they've got mini helmets." I was like, "That's perfect. I have tons of mini helmets." So I was like, "It just works out great." So I was super excited to get this in the mail and ready to just show everybody a little show and tell. So,
man, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. You know, like as being a collector, which some of it becomes like a pseudo thing because like you just kind of get some stuff. But like as you become like I'm looking at your collection now, you got your Funko Pops. Is that what it's called? Yeah. You got your Funko Pops. You got your John Cena, never seen 17 belt sign, and I'm just checking you out, bro. I'm kind of like getting a little itchy now.
I got a draft helmet signed by Nick Benito. I've got a Super Bowl 50 helmet by Von Miller. I got a Denver D, old school Denver D by Terrell Davis, and then the white Denver D signed by Bo Nix.
What time do you go to sleep at night?
You got to have the code to get in, baby.
I don't need no code. I'm gonna come with my artillery and be like, I ain't really gonna shoot you, but it'll look good on camera.
But so yeah, I was super excited to get it. I am hoping that you and I can find a way to get like, hell, man, if we can just go and hang out at one of the events, we don't even have to go to the event. We can just go to the WrestleCon and we can go to the meet and greets. Like, I'd be happy with that. So,
well, one of the things I was going to talk to you about, Pinky, and anybody that's watching the show.
Uh-oh. Now Ron's having connection issues.
And that being said, we're here for it. We're wrestling fans just like you, and we're just talking professional wrestling in a way that just makes sense. Next year, I want us to put together one of the PLEs that we're going to go to. I don't know if Vegas sounds that great because I think it's going to be overpriced and a lot of things that are associated with it. But I think that we should pick a PLE and let's invite all our guests to come and just be a part of it with us and make it so that we can just make it a one big trip, fan-filled event to where we can have, because some of the best friends that I have right now, I met when I was at WrestleMania. Just I met them. We got to connect with each other. It's like, dude, you're my guy. Let's hang out. And like, I have a bunch of them that, one of which is Brittany Sacco. So I just sent Brittany our information not too long ago to see if she wants to watch Smack Talking Raw, and hopefully we can get some good goodies talking with her because she looks just like either one of the Bella twins. So there you go.
Well, maybe we can look at next year Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is in New Orleans.
Man, that's the only PLE that I haven't been. Well, I haven't been to Survivor Series, but that's the only one that I want to go to. That I definitely want to go to. I want to.
And they've moved Money in the Bank to after SummerSlam next year.
Really?
SummerSlam's the first and 2nd of August in Minnesota, and they are going to put Money in the Bank August 29th.
Ooh.
So
I wonder what's going to happen after that Money in the Bank, my friend.
So now this could line up well for the end of the year next year. So I'm digging it. Well, let's we've got a lot to chop up, and we got to get through a lot to go through. I know we talked about this topic last week, and we were correct, and it was confirmed. Naomi last night on Raw had to set down the title, and for a very good reason. Jimmy did not proceed with caution. and they are pregnant. They're having a child together, which is their first child. So congrats to them. That was good. I mean, kind of hate to see her because she'd finally got her career back. She got onto the top of the mountain. If you're gonna come off the mountain, I guess that's a good reason. But it's still like one of those things like, man, I just got going and now I'm going to be taking a hiatus. So we'll see how quickly she gets back afterwards. I know sometimes it's quick, sometimes it takes a little while.
There's been 3 women that have had to abdicate the throne because of pregnancy. And I'm going to put it out there for everybody to kind of like mull on it for a minute. Don't look it up to see if you can remember. There's 3 WWE women's champions that had to relinquish their titles. So take a look at that, and we'll get back to that in a minute.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly who those were. I know 2 wrestlers that have left recently and now recently come back from pregnancy, and that was Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss. But I don't know if they were champions when they left. I don't remember. So. Yeah,
so it's for again, because I see a couple eyeballs just joining in. The question is, there have been 3 women's champions that had to relinquish their titles because of pregnancy. We'll get back to that later on. Drop a like or comment inside of the feed if you think you know. Don't look it up, smart butts.
So happy for Naomi. Good for Jimmy. Happy for Jay. He's going to be Uncle Jay, Uncle Solo, right? The whole family. As Naomi said, the bloodline continues.
Yes, so, it does.
They will be, I'm sure, we will have another generation of bloodline here in 17 to 18 years or more. So they will continue on the bloodline.
So if I may, friend, before we get started, I want to do my Ron's rant real quick. So everybody, this is Ron's rant. This is where I just talk about something real quick, just that may be on your mind, may not be on your mind, but here we go. So what the frick is up with the brand split, man? I see people from SmackDown on Raw on SmackDown. It just doesn't exist anymore. If you want me to buy into the characters, the show, and wanting to watch it and everything like that, you got to keep some continuity between the brands. You know, if you don't want to have it be a brand split, don't call it a freaking brand split. Because what happens is it doesn't make sense to have Sami Zayn on SmackDown all of a sudden, although he's now claimed to be on SmackDown. So, I mean, and LA Knight, he never even claimed to be on Raw, and I guess he's on Raw. And it's just all this inconsistent booking. It's like, okay, you know what? We don't have anybody to fill in that spot. Sammy, you happen to be here. Go ahead and get on in there, right? Now we're going to say you're on SmackDown. There's no real reason why Sammy traversed over to SmackDown. And anyway, so my point is this, Paul Levesque. You're a smart man, dude. Very smart, brother. I loved you when you were inside the WWE, and I know you know this product better than anybody else. But somebody is pulling at your coat strings telling you to make this product suck because you know better. And it's time for you to get your act together, because otherwise you're going to lose more and more viewers. And I even find myself every once in a while not so eager to turn on Monday Night Raw live. That's my rant.
Well, Ron, again, you're not wrong. Both brands, I would still say consistently Raw is better than SmackDown, but there's no real consistency of who's on, who's not. You got guys moving back and forth. We didn't have a draft this year. I know normally they'll have a draft and they'll reset the lineups. They didn't do that this year. So, you know, I don't know why they didn't do it, but they haven't done it. So we're going to have to figure out like what just got to work on like actually building that brand loyalty too. Like, there's just something about watching Raw. I do think Raw last night was pretty good, right? We'll talk about that. I enjoyed it last night more than I have in the last couple episodes, so it's pretty good. But that's where, again, we need that, like you said, we want that excitement to tune in Monday night or tune in Friday night, right? I actually get more excited about watching NXT. I usually watch it Wednesday night, because I'm not able to do it Tuesday night because I'm hanging with you, and then I hang with the fellas talking sports afterwards. So I have to catch NXT after I record it. But I'm actually more excited to watch that because I'm wondering like what's going to happen. They have the right amount of backstage stuff. They've got the right amount of characters. They've got great the in-ring stuff is good too. Like NXT is killing it, and I think we've talked about that quite a bit. That it's not bad to say, like, I'd rather watch NXT most of the time than Raw or SmackDown. So,
there you go.
That was crazy. Let's talk. I wanted to ask, did you catch any of TripleMania?
I haven't yet. It's on my agenda to watch tomorrow, but you can talk about it because I like my feeds on my phone are all wrestling. So I'm aware of stuff and everything like that. Just haven't watched it yet.
Okay. So I'm going to say this was a smashing success. And I will say Worlds Collide and TripleMania were two of my favorite events of the year. Like they were really fun and enjoyable. The Copa Bardal, I might not be saying that right, but they called it the Copa, which is basically Royal Rumble rules, except for you can get thrown over the rope or you can get pinned. And if you get one of those, then you're out, right? And they had a collection of AAA stars. They had quite a few WWE guys. As you said with your feed, I loved seeing Otis. It's been a little while since we've seen Otis. He brings a smile to my face. Otis is one of the few guys that when I see Otis, I go, man, I could do this.
Right.
I could get my big ass out there. I mean, I'm not as big as Otis, but I feel like he makes me feel like I could do this. So that's why I'm always behind Otis. He's there for the fat guys, and I like that about him. So, and then Omos. So what was really great is Microman comes out, and he's like 3'3". And then the next competitor after that is Omos. So it's literally the smallest dude ever and the biggest dude ever. And then they
Yes.
have this moment where after he microman pins Otis, which was pretty funny. He goes up to Omos and he like hits his leg, and Omos is like looking around, turns around and he looks down, and then he just kicks him. And my wife
did the King Kong Bundy to Little Beaver.
He was like, "Why are you laughing so hard?" I was like, "Honey, if you don't think that's funny, I can't help you." Like, I thought that was hilarious, and then Microman coming back around, and you know, a couple of the things they did. That Copa was just really fun, which is what that event's supposed to be. That's why I like the Royal Rumble so much, because I think the Royal Rumble is just a fun event. The stars come in, they hit their move, they hit their spot, and then boom, they're out. Or the eliminations kind of go fast and furious, and that's kind of what happened. So a lot of fun. I'm excited for you to watch that, because that actually turned out really, really well. I'm trying to think of what other. I mean, every single match was really well done. There was a couple in there. Okay, here we go. So you had the El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. against El Messias. Might be saying that wrong. Really good match. I've got this El Messias guy has been around for a long time, so he's really got a name. He had wrestled this kid's father, and one of the best matches in TripleMania history is him and his father. So it had that like element of him beating down the kid's son. You're not at my level yet, and beating him down and just like terrorizing his dad. Awesome, right? Telling that story, and then having the outcome. It was good. The dad came out over the ring. He messed with the other guy's manager. Really good. It's only a 10-minute match, and it's like, to tell the story they told in 10 minutes, it didn't feel like it was that short. It felt like that was a much longer match. So they did a really good job with that. Judgment Day with Raquel.
Oh.
And then they wrestled Mr. Iguana, Lola Vice, and Nino Hamburguesa. I might not be saying that right. It's like basically another big fat guy that made me feel good about myself, that came out, and he literally had hamburgers that he was like eating in the ring. It's kind of crazy. It's very interesting gimmick.
Hamburguesa is how you say it in Spanish.
Help a brother out, Ron. You know
me. Anytime. You're my brother from another mother.
You know this gringo struggles, okay? So you just got to help him out. I still laugh about it. Lola Vice comes out, and she gets in the ring, and she does her little hip twist, and my wife was like, "You like her, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." What do you mean? And I was like, what, why do you say that? And she's like, "I'm not blind. I see that ass." And then, of course, my wife, being the woman that she is, she goes, "That looks really uncomfortable to wrestle in a thong." And I was like, "They get used to it, honey. They get used to it. It's fine. It's no problem."
So what you need to do is you need to introduce her to wrestling inside of the bedroom, my friend. Just bring her a little outfit and say, "Hey, tie this on, and I'll put you in a small package."
That was we were always more UFC rules. So
okay,
a little bit more violent. So great match. It was fun. Judgment Day. Finn Balor. God, he is so good. Finn Balor is so good. And Mr. Iguana is great. They played off each other really well. The little puppet standoff with Finn Balor, Demon Puppet, and then Mr. Iguana, Ieska, I think. I'm not sure.
When I get a chance to watch it, unfortunately, you're a little bit on your own on this one, but what my feedback was from a lot of the people that I talk wrestling with, everybody's been super excited about TripleMania, and I never have watched it ever. So I'm really excited about being involved in it, because the thing that I'm really hoping for is that at some point in time, WWE purchases TNA or doesn't, and then there becomes a forbidden door to where we have access to the main two brands being able to filter their people into those two divisions to make it so that it could become like a mini WrestleMania type situation on a bigger scale. Because imagine some AEW talent and WWE talent with AAA members and stuff like that, and TNA members all intermingling. That would be outstanding.
Right, absolutely, and I'd be all for it. This intermingling of the Lucha Libres from AAA and WWE stars was fantastic. Everything they did, even Natalia got involved with two of the luchadors, and she was natty, and she was a badass. It was awesome. Like that, it was great. And then the main event. The main event was another one of those matches that I think for sure, at the end of the year might be on the top 10. Because El Grande and Ludwig is killing the El Grande character. I don't know if I want to give it back to Chad Gable. Like Ludwig can just be it. Like he comes out to the ring singing in Spanish his song. The crowd was going nuts. It was awesome. He was him, Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee. All three of those guys are WWE guys in the main event.
Yes.
And then El Hijo del Vikingo, who was on Raw last night. If you watched Raw, he showed up on Raw.
Yes.
When he hits the finisher on Dom and he does like this flip, I just like, I'm in awe. I don't know how you can rotate your body that many times from the top rope to the mat.
Right.
That many times. Like, how is that possible to get your body moving that fast? Crazy. So I'm excited to have you watch that match because that match was just fantastic.
Well, tomorrow night I got a date with it, so I'm like ready for it. Let's go.
It might not be as good as the El Vikingo triple. I think it was a 4-way back at Worlds Collide. That one was really, really good with Chad Gable in the match.
Chad Gable was outstanding in that match, friend. He was. Like really, he was outstanding in that.
He was. So I think this one is maybe a little bit below that, but they still stepped up. And based on this, we have another Worlds Collide coming September 12th. So they're
where's it going to be?
This one's in Las Vegas. So they're doing it wherever UNLV plays basketball, I think. The Pavilion, I think it's called. So they're hosting it there. So that should be really fun. And the main event is already Dominic Mysterio versus El Hijo de Vikingo. So that should be a really good match again.
I think that should be a crowning of Dominic Mysterio as the champion.
And what I really love about the partnership that we've got going on, and this goes along with the partnership with TNA, is it allows these guys to move around. We don't have anything current for you to do right now, Dom. We could keep having you mess with AJ Styles, but we don't want that to get old. Go over here and mess with the Luchadors and AAA and bring that brand up. Help bring more spotlight on that, right? Great. TNA, same thing. They've had a lot of TNA folks coming over to NXT because the current TNA champion is Trick Williams from NXT, right? So these partnerships are really working out great, and they've given us a lot of good matches, lots of good stories. So I'm excited to hear what you think about that match because that was pretty good.
Bro, tomorrow night I'll be probably losing my brain, sending you text messages all night long, like kind of thing. So I'm excited.
I'll be here for it. I'll be here for it. All right, so I'll let you experience that. The next thing we have to look forward to this weekend, I will not get to watch live because I have some fantasy football drafts, but NXT Heatwave is on this Saturday.
Yes, it is.
Or is it Saturday or Sunday? It's on Sunday. Sorry. Sunday the 24th. Yeah. So I have fantasy football drafts on Sunday as well. I've got one on Saturday and two on Sunday. So this is stacked. It's only 5 matches, but the 5 matches here: Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, Lola Vice, triple threat, number 1 contender match.
Yes.
All 3 of those girls are fantastic.
Yes.
Now, I do think Jada is a step. Kalani's pretty good. Jada's just got that overall, like, she's really good. Plus, she's got the physical presence, too, that I do think Jada's on another level. We've got, again, another one of these TNA. JC Jane is a NXT. She is the current NXT champion. She is also holding the TNA Knockouts Championship as well. So she will defend her title versus Masha Slamovich and Ash by Elegance, which are TNA women stars. So another fun triple threat match. That should be entertaining. We've got a tag team match for the tag team championship between Hank and Tank. Those guys are really fun, man. Have you watched?
They're so fun to
Hank
watch.
And Tank?
Yeah. Hank and Tank are a lot of fun to watch for sure.
They remind me of, like, maybe not completely, but they kind of remind me of the Bushwhackers a little bit.
Yes, I was trying to think of who they reminded me of, and that's a perfect analogy. Yes.
And they're going to match up against 2 members of Dark State, which we don't know which one of those guys. I did not know that Cutler James from season 1 of LFG is in Dark State. So even though he didn't quite make it on the show, he's still doing good work in NXT. And then the match everybody's looking forward to, the powerhouse Jordan Grace versus the glamorous Blake Monroe. Well, some people are looking forward to it. Blake Monroe's really hot. I don't know if she can wrestle though. She's kind of stiff and slow. I hope they train her up because she's got the looks but not the athletic ability.
Right. But you know what, though? You got to go back, and for people that just strictly watch WWE programming, a real good education into Blake Monroe is to watch her when she was wrestling in AEW against Toni Storm, to where they had an incredible feud for the ages. The best women's feud I've ever seen in my entire wrestling journey. And
but you could almost say that about anybody Toni Storm feuds with. Like, it immediately becomes one of the best feuds because she's so good at it.
Yeah, she's kind of at a very, and it's incredible because WWE just kind of cast her aside, which gave her a chip on her shoulder to be like, you WWE, I'm going to go and show you that she's probably the best act in AEW right now, and she's what's pulling people over to watch. Because I know whenever I see a promo of hers that I think that I missed or I want to get more, I want to at least hear what she has to say. She's brilliant at doing what she does.
Oh man, I've got AEW saved on my YouTube. So every week I look and I show, oh, there's a Toni Storm promo, and I make sure I watch it. Oh, there's a Toni Storm match, I make sure I watch it. She's fantastic. I can't even wax poetic enough about her. Like, she is just the best thing going. And it's, if anybody's still playing that whole, like, oh, I don't like AEW, I'm WWE forever, that's cool, man, but you're missing out because she's on a whole different level. I can't even imagine her feuding with one of her good friends, Rhea Ripley, or feuding with Io Sky, or feuding with Vakir, or anyone, Becky Lynch. Like, she would have so much awesome stuff to say and do with those ladies. It'd be great. But WWE would never let her be herself. So it wouldn't work.
You know, I had mentioned earlier the 3 different women that had relinquished their titles because they were pregnant in WWE. So I'm going to give the answer to everybody right now. So the answer to that is Maria Kanellis, Becky Lynch, and now Naomi, Trinity, Fatu. So those are the 3. So just so that you know, those are the 3 that have been with child at some point in time. So good job, girls.
Yeah, and again, congrats again to Naomi. All right, one last one from Heatwave, which I'm guaranteeing this match will be awesome because their last three-way triple threat match was great. Obafemi versus Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. Like that's just a banger. Like I don't see how that match can't be good. So, because you've got the overpower of Oba, you've got Javon with the springiness, the high flying moves, and then you've got Trick who's got a little bit of both. He's kind of right in that middle. He's not the greatest high flyer, but he can, and he doesn't have all the power like Oba, but he's still pretty good as well. So those three guys getting a match together, it's gonna be great. I'm hoping at some point Jasper Troy smashes the party at some point. I was kind of sad when I looked at this and went, "Where's my guy? Where's Ethan Page? Where's All Ego, baby? Where's he at?" And Ricky.
So my prediction for this match is that Javon Evans is going to be your new champion, and that Jasper Troy is going to be the one that causes that, which is going to create a feud between Obafemi and Jasper Troy for the ages. That's going to be an absolute barn burner.
I know tonight Jasper Troy is got a match with Ricky Saints tonight, but it's crazy to see Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, and Jasper not on the card this weekend. So kind of interesting. All right. And then we got some time for Clash in Paris. The picture for Clash in Paris is coming into view. We had another match announced last night, and I'm thinking this is because it's overseas, but the one that got released last night, which might be one of the openers, Sheamus and Rusev, and they're in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, which is that just an Extreme Rules match? Is that they just call it a Donnybrook because it's got Sheamus in it? Is that how it works?
Bro, you know what? If you want to put a good match together where people are like wanting to watch and you got to have it be. They've fought how many times on Raw in the last 7 weeks? Like 9, 10, 11, 25?
They've fought quite a bit lately.
So it's like I'm not really looking forward to it, but hopefully somebody gets executed in this match. You know what I mean? So that they never have to fight each other again. I'm like over it. Like Rusev and Sheamus should be a lot better than what it is on TV at this point. But if it's going to be a Donnybrook, maybe that's a little bit bigger than an Extreme Rules fight. Maybe it's somebody gets a fingernail cut off or something like that. Let's hope for something good for sure.
Oh, okay. I just made sure I clicked on the button. A Donnybrook match is a no disqualification hardcore match where large wood barrels of Irish brandy and shillelaghs are made available at ringside. So,
brandy?
Irish brandy. That's what it says.
Oh, so they're going to get toe up in the ring. All right, good job.
I mean, I'd be all about that. I'd watch it. I do enjoy Sheamus. I think Rusev actually could do something really awesome if they'd let him do it. But, I think they don't know what to do with either one of these guys. So that's why they've been having them fight each other pretty much for the last month and a half. Like, what do we do with Sheamus? I don't know. What do we do with Rusev? I don't know. Well, they're both big guys. Let's have them fight each other. Okay. They used to be friends. Let's have them fight. According to Adam Pearce, this is the last time. We shall see.
We shall see.
And then we got the Tribal Chief versus the Tribal Thief made official. Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed. I think Bronson Reed's great. So I know we'll have our prediction show next week. What are your thoughts on this, on having these two, Roman Reigns, get into it with Bronson Reed?
You know, I'm really excited about seeing where they go with this Seth Rollins group. And in order to like get them to move forward, they got to do some things where Bronson Reed can really show where he's awesome, and thus I mentioned this a few weeks ago with Roman Reigns not being the champion, takes a little luster off of him when you beat him, because he's not the real go-to, I beat you and I'm the best in the world anymore. He's kind of like, I know you're going to go film a movie if you lose. I know eventually you're going to be in the championship conversation. But at the end of the day, he's doing good business right now because he is putting over the younger talent. So I really hope for a great match. Hope that we get a little bit more depth into the character of Bronson Reed. And hopefully he ends up pulling off a victory, but we'll go again into that next week.
Yeah. There is nothing better. I've learned there's nothing better than a Bronson Reed tsunami. Yeah. When he does that little shimmy off the top, I can't stop laughing. I go, that's what it would look like if I did that.
Yeah, that's one where you should be like practicing. That one is getting on the top of the couch and just jumping all over Hannah or Caleb or Harmony and be like, tsunami.
Yeah, except for they probably fight back afterwards. Once they get the movement back in all their extremities.
That's where you got to leave your hands up, like when they sack somebody and they lay over the quarterback and they're like, yeah, I feel all my weight right now.
so that should be a fun match. Roman, I think you're right, man. Roman doesn't have quite that same luster, but he's also at a point in his career like he can come in, lift ticket sales, people still want to see him, then he can go away again for 3 months, and then people are excited when he comes back, right? So we'll see how that goes. Then we've got Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight in a fatal 4-way match. Which again, most likely Braun Breaker will come down. Most likely the Oracle will show up at some point. I don't know who else might come down there. This one feels like the match that's going to have a lot of different people kind of show up and get involved. Maybe Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed comes back out. There's going to be a lot going on.
Seth retains.
We're not there yet, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, Seth retains. It's one of those that in that environment, it's just one of those things to where to move the storyline forward with the vision that they get into a position to where they win. But what I like about it is that you're giving LA Knight a chance to be in the main spotlight. You're getting a chance to really showcase Seth as a fighting champion. CM Punk gets another crack at the title. The one thing that bugs me about CM Punk right now is that he's 47 years old. And so at 47 years old, my believability, especially because of him getting his ass kicked in UFC twice when he was about a decade younger, is really starting to get a little bit light in the pants. Like his match with Gunther was a great match at SummerSlam. However, he didn't necessarily carry that match. Gunther did. So having him in the match, it feels like he's a third wheel in this 4-way match. Because I appreciate Seth Rollins and what he's doing in the professional wrestling world. He doesn't really have great mic skills, in my opinion. He doesn't really have the luster. He tries to be a nature boy, Ric Flair-ish kind of guy, but he's just really kind of goofy to me when he's like on the mic and it's like they could usually really use a music change. Like if John Cena, for example, during his heel run, what he should have done that would have turned him heel immediately is come out to Ric Flair's music.
That would help.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like little things that you do as a heel, and everybody's like, boo, boo, yeah, this music deserves to be with the greatest of all time. And then get Nature Boy Ric Flair somehow involved in it. There's a lot of different ways.
They could have connected and let's talk about that for a moment. because we're gonna talk John Cena and Logan Paul. That's the main event.
Yep.
Very excited about that. Before we transition there, John Cena's heel run. I think what you just said would have been great, right? We talked about it. Change the music, change the look. That goes along with the change in character, right? Would have helped make the audience hate him. When he's coming out in his jorts and his farewell t-shirts that changed for every city, that he sold a shit ton of everywhere he went, didn't quite get everyone where we needed to be to believe him as a heel, right? And I just thought, again, if they had connected the dots properly, what if he comes out to the Rock's music, the final boss? He works for the final boss, right?
Right.
He's in cahoots with him, which again, we never ever got the explanation of that. And that storyline pretty much just like evaporated somewhere in the ether. Maybe we'll find out what their plans were for that at some point. But where would you fall? Was this just a horrible miss? Was this fun at all? What do you think about the John Cena heel run now that it's over?
I used to watch this TV show, and if you're watching this show, you may have seen it before, and that's the TV show Lost. And if you saw the TV show Lost, it kind of was like that. It just kind of got to a point of where it's like, what? Or what am I watching right now? Like the whole point of me being excited was because of this union between The Rock and John Cena, and then John Cena got lost in the shuffle of he was stupid enough to sell his soul to nobody. So he was like saying he was going to ruin wrestling. And then he had to come back and like he got his butt kicked by Cody because he was saying that he was exhausted and he couldn't do the thing anymore. And the next week he's like, I'm so grateful. You woke me up. Thank you so much, Cody, for waking me up. And it just, the continuity of the story, the storytelling. He just released something on YouTube earlier this week talking about he knows that this was a failure. And in acknowledging that, that's cool, but this isn't wrestling lore forever. We will always have the elimination chamber to where it was like, holy shit, John Cena just turned heel and he's aligned with The Rock. These two people that haven't liked each other in decades, right? What is going to happen? We're never going to get that payoff, potentially. Now, I told you a couple weeks ago how they could make this right. I told you how they can make this right. But I've been 0-4. All my observations, Paul Levesque, have been on deaf ears, brother. I know you're in Greece right now, and I know you're watching the show somewhere down the line because somebody's probably telling you one of your WWE fans is talking trash about you. And I saw the body. I want you to see this one. I ain't scared. I'll come with it. I'm just playing, Paul. I just really would love an opportunity to write with your creative team. You could get rid of 150 of them and just choose me. I'm it, brother. Let's do this thing. But the main thing is this, is that John Cena, we got 4 months left with him. A little over 3.5 months. He has 10 appearances left. And in that 10 appearances, what are we going to get from this John Cena that's going to make it so that it makes up for the last 8 months? Because the last 8 months has been lukewarm at best.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what we're gonna get, because when they flipped him back, and then what he did at SummerSlam with Cody, when they put on a really great match, which is great because they put on a really shitty match at WrestleMania 41. So to have them come back and put together a really great match at SummerSlam and have that moment, like when he came out to his music, the whole crowd just lost their mind. And the following SmackDown, when he came out with his music, the crowd lost their mind. Like it means so much to have him back as the guy that we love, that we know. Unfortunately, the story they told fell apart.
Yes.
And it's most likely because of The Rock, and whether that was money, timing, The Rock wanting a little more control that he's not getting, whatever that is, like, he definitely has a big part of this failure of this story, and it's a shame because I do think John Cena was doing some good work as a heel, the best he could, and then it just came back to there was nothing to tie that whole transition to. Once The Rock just disappeared, Travis Scott kind of disappeared. There was nothing for else to hold on to. That's why they had to turn him back. I don't know if that was the original thinking. They were going to turn him back before SummerSlam. I think that might have been just a pivot, but they just had nothing else to turn this to. So I still think I'll have a good view of it, but just really sad we never got the payoff.
Man, what's your good view of it?
I thought he was doing good work as a heel, like coming out blaming the fans. I thought his promos were still good. He actually said they were shit in his interview. One of the promos, I think the very first one in Brussels, where he made that poor kid cry, that was said to be one of his best promos of his career. He said was shit. He said it wasn't good. So,
his whole process as a heel, it just didn't do anything. It like he came out and he had the you can't. When I look back on this episode, like, okay, at first everybody was comparing it with the NWO when Hogan went heel. That was the comparison between Hogan and John Cena. And we could go back to the Bray Wyatt WrestleMania 2020, WrestleMania 36, where Bray Wyatt made a mockery of John Cena come out to the NWO. Why not do that? Why not do that? Have John Cena start the NWO in the WWE as him as the leader of it, and find a couple other people to put in there, Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, whatever, so he could build up some characters, and then he breaks up. They could have done it a lot of different ways. But at the end of this particular opportunity to talk to the fans the way that he did, and to just leave it off with, oh my gosh, I got my ass kicked last week, and now I'm going to go back to being a face before our brutal street fight. It just didn't make sense, bro. And we can justify it any way we can or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, the reason why we love professional wrestling, or the reason why I love professional wrestling, and the reason why most people love professional wrestling, is there's something that makes me feel good. Whether I'm watching the bad guy that's kicking somebody's ass, and I'm like, dude, I wish I was that bad guy because I wish I could kick that guy's ass. Or I'm the good guy, and it's like, this guy's been antagonizing me for a while, and I love the fact that I'm not being antagonized. I got the courage to finally beat him. John Cena didn't accomplish either one of those in this thing. And when you look back on this a few years from now, you will completely agree. Right now, you're going to see I'm not wrong, but you're going to completely agree with me and say this was shit.
I might not be that negative, Ron, but you're not wrong. I will remember John Cena and CM Punk. You know, the John Cena doing the pipe bomb segment, CM Punk the following week doing the rap on him. I'll remember the Randy Orton match. I'll remember Cena coming out and telling Cody, "Oh man, I can't make it to SummerSlam. I got to film this movie at Netflix." And then Cody putting through him a table and signing his name. I'll remember some of those moments. But yes, it's a failure at the end of the day. It's a failure. And it's unfortunate that he will have to live with that, because I know that's not how he planned things going this year.
Right. So I just got a question for you, Pinky, because I know recently you just met John Cena. I want you to be honest. Did you look at John Cena in his eyes?
Of course.
That's what's wrong with you. That's why you're seeing the bright side of things, is because his eyes got you hypnotized or something. Get out of John Cena's eyes. He is not Nikki Bella.
He's still a good-looking man, Ron. He's still a good-looking man.
We have that documented now, Pinky. So, hey, by the way, guys, drop a like or comment. We want to interact with people from the show. If you're watching the show, we love the fact that you're here with us. We're Smack Talking Raw. That's Pinky. I'm Ron Stradamus. And we're two wrestling fans started a podcast to talk real about what's going on in WWE, and occasionally we cross promotions to talk a little bit about what's going on in other promotions. So
any and all wrestling.
Yeah, any and all wrestling. So Pinky, you got the last one on John Cena and Logan Paul, and we got 10 minutes to go.
All right. And I've only got one more topic after that. So I think we talked a little bit last time. I'm just tired of all the internet hate on this match. I don't know why people are hating on this. Who else do you want John Cena to face right now? I mean, I maybe Drew McIntyre, I guess, is out there. The internet community is still kind of asking for Edge to come back for a match. I don't see that happening. He just re-signed with AEW, and I don't see them cross promoting. So who else do you want him to match? Who of the young guys can we have John Cena help continue to build up, right? Who else is a better opponent at this point?
I mean, they still have the feud with him and LA Knight from a couple years ago. And LA Knight's not a young dude. He's 40, almost 41 years old. You got Braun Breaker, who, even though John Cena and him don't have any beef, that's a natural passing of the torch kind of situation. And I think it would be real nice to see John Cena versus Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins broke John Cena's nose a few years ago. And to come back and to tie that all together, just like Drew McIntyre, he is a beast. A lot of people don't give Drew his just due, but that dude is solid in the ring. He's athletic. He's mobile. He does all the things, and John Cena is not that. So Drew McIntyre put on a match against John Cena would really be a bad reference to John. It would be like Brock Lesnar coming back, of which
I'm also looking at things like, what opponent can you put him in with? I don't want to see John Cena lose the rest of the year at this point. I'd rather see him have a couple more wins and win the right way versus the, earlier in the year where he pretty much won by cheating, right? To match his heel character. So now I want to see him win straight up, right? Logan Paul can eat. We talked about it. Logan Paul can eat that pin, and 2 months from now, when he comes back at Survivor Series, we won't care that he lost. He'll still have his shine. He'll still have everybody booing him, and he'll still talk junk to everybody. It's all good, right? So I just don't see if there's a lot of opponents that, like even with Braun Breaker, if Braun Breaker and John Cena get together, Braun Breaker should win, but I don't want to see that. I want to make up. I'll be honest. I want to make up time for the 8 years that Vince McMahon kept having him show up and losing to Austin Theory, getting his ass beat by everybody. Like that just made no sense. He's the biggest draw, and you bring him back for something, and you just have get his ass kicked for what? What good did that do? Austin Theory whooped him. It didn't help Austin Theory. He's like out of here. I don't even know where he's. I don't even know what he's doing.
They've taken him off the roster, but I think he's going to come back. Austin Theory is one of those guys that he has the look. He does have pretty good work ethic. I think that he has the stigma of being Vince McMahon's boy. So they need him to go do something else for a while.
All right. So we will do more of the predictions, although you already picked Seth Rollins, but we'll do more predictions next week on Clash in Paris. So usually these are 5 to 6 matches. We've got 4 announced so far. Now that Naomi has relinquished the title, what would you do with this, Ron? How would you set up the next women's champion?
I have Io Sky and Rhea Ripley fight in the next week or so for the number 1 contender, and the winner of that match meet Stephanie Vaquer in Paris.
Okay. Do you believe Stephanie Vaquer, since she has this championship match, will leave Paris with the belt?
We'll find out next week.
So I am super confused because after she won that women's match to win the number one contender at Evolution, she has not really been on at all, except for these couple little backstage things that she's done. And that's it. Why has she disappeared? Why is Julia disappeared? She's a U.S. title champion, right?
Bad booking.
Just to me, you brought these women over. They're your biggest stars. You've obviously found a really good way to use Roxanne. We see Roxanne do shit every single week. Every week. I'm getting a lot of Roxanne. I like Roxanne, so I'm not minding that. But I think Julia and Stephanie Vaquera could be on a whole nother level that I see Roxanne in the ring being that way, like her character that much, to look at her as like that next superstar. But
Stephanie Vaquera, she's kind of gotten a lure on her own that I think that Triple H and the writing team are trying to tame her down a little bit, because she's so high up there that they don't want to like dull down everybody else. Because you got Becky Lynch still, you got Rhea Ripley, you got Liv Morgan, you got all these other challengers, and you don't want to make Stephanie so big to where she outshines all of them. So they take her off TV for a little bit, potentially, just so that they can get a little luster off, so that if she does win the title or doesn't win the title, it doesn't break the bank.
And I know you, we talked about it last week. I know you didn't like the Netflix Unreal show. There was a quote from Hunter, Triple H, on the show that did bother me. It rubbed me the wrong way. He was talking about Cody Rhodes. And he was talking about, you don't put Cody out there too often, so then the crowd enjoys it when they do get to see him. And I was like, that's kind of counterproductive in my mind, that if I've got my quarterback, I've got that guy that fans are paying to see, I want him out there. He may be not a match every week, but I want to make sure the fans get to see him, because that's why they're coming out.
Right. They want to get some interaction with the champ, or
they want to
the
see
person.
Cody, right?
Yeah.
And so far, Cody doesn't have a match in Clash in Paris. I know it's kind of funny. I think maybe he's going to be on Raw. I'm pretty sure he's on Raw. But on the poster, it has Penta. It's front and center on the Clash in Paris poster. He ain't got a match. I'm pulling it up right now real quick. Gunther's on it. Tiffany Stratton's on it. Jacob Fatu's on it. Rhea Ripley's on it. Bianca's on the poster. None of them have anything to do on Clash in Paris, unless they're going to put them on SmackDown or Raw. Like, they're not currently booked for anything, and they're only going to do probably 5 or 6 matches. There's probably only one match. The women's championship match is probably the only one that's going to be on there. Pretty crazy. All right, Ron. Did I lose you? Ron freeze up on me? I think he froze up on me. We're going to have to talk about his internet connection. Rostradamus, buddy. All right. He's out. He'll come back. So I'm finishing up the show. My boy is not here, but Clash in Paris, NXT Heatwave. We've got some interesting events coming up. Go check TripleMania out on YouTube. That was well worth a watch. Worlds Collide will be September 12th. We got a lot of things going on. So hopefully my boy Ron will come in to finish the show, because we got to do it right. But I am excited for Stephanie Vaquera. I hope she leaves Paris with the belt. I don't know how they're going to make that happen as of yet. I don't know if they know what they're going to do yet for that. But we got to get her back in. We got to get her the title on her and strap that rocket to her and get her, because she is the next gigantic superstar. She is going to be huge. So, where is my man? Where did he go? So, all right. Well, I will just at this point, we're about an hour in. Thank you guys all for hanging out, talking some wrestling. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what topics you want to talk about. You want to talk about wrestlers from the past. Ron loves that. He is a historian of wrestling. And if you don't like what we're saying, we got 2 words for you. Suck it! See you guys next week.